A fatal police encounter in Syracuse, a state-level investigation, and a conclusion that, well, it left a lot of people with some serious questions. So today, we're going to break down the official investigation into the death of Donald Hogan. We'll walk through the reported facts, the legal process, and the final decision that was reached. That right there, that was the stark conclusion from the New York Attorney General's office. Now that's a heavy statement, and it's loaded with very precise legal meaning. So how does an investigation actually arrive at a decision like this? We're going to unpack that whole process step by step using the official reports.
To really get a handle on that conclusion, we have to go right back to the beginning, to the night of the incident itself.
Okay, so it all kicked off around 10 p.m. on May 13th. Multiple 911 calls came in reporting shots fired. When officers got to the scene, they found Donald Hogan, who was in a wheelchair and, according to the report, was armed with a gun. The situation escalated incredibly fast. The official report states that Hogan opened fire on the officers. In response, an officer fired back a single fatal shot. Hogan was then taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. These are the core events that triggered the entire state-level review.
Now, because this was a fatal encounter involving law enforcement, state law required a formal investigation to be launched. So let's look at who was in charge of that and the very specific legal standard they had to follow.
So this case was handled by a specialized unit, the New York Attorney General's Office of Special Investigation. And their involvement wasn't optional. It's actually required by New York state law anytime an officer's actions might have caused a death. The whole idea is to make sure an outside agency is providing an impartial review of what happened.
And this brings us to the most crucial part of this entire investigation, the legal standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest bar in our legal system. It's an incredibly high hurdle. What it meant for prosecutors was that to bring charges against the officer, they would have to prove his actions were unjustified so completely, so conclusively, that there could be no other logical explanation. Think about that. It's a massive challenge for any prosecution.
So, after months of analyzing all the evidence and weighing it against that extremely high legal standard, the final decision came down. On August 26, 2025, the Attorney General's office announced that no criminal charges would be filed in the case.
With the legal process officially over, the focus then shifted to the official response and how the incident was framed for the public, especially by the local police department.
And here you can see the two key official perspectives, side by side. It's pretty striking, right? On one side, you have the very precise, almost clinical language of the Attorney General's legal finding. It's all about what couldn't be proven in a court of law. And on the other side, you have the Syracuse police chief, framing the officer's actions in completely different terms: strategic, decisive, and courageous. Two very different ways of telling the story of this